Congress is debating a resolution to disband or rename the Democrat Party over its longstanding ties to slavery, segregation, and suppression of civil rights. One America's Kristian Rouz examines the Democrats' dark past and present.
I rise to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of my resolution is as follows.
The Democrat Party must be held to account for decades of its support of slavery, segregation and racial discrimination. That's according to a resolution proposed by Congressman Gohmert Thursday, citing the House's own rules that bar any entity tied to slavery from participating in U.S. politics.
Any political organization or party that has ever held a public position that supported slavery or the Confederacy shall either change its name or be barred from participation in the House of Representatives.
This effort paves the way to beating Democrats at their own game of identity politics amid ongoing national unrest and attacks on U.S. history.
I don't care that much about statues.
Gohmert points out the Democrat Party, founded in 1828, was leading an effort to expand and preserve slavery in North America and dominated slave states' politics at the time. In the late 1850s, Democrats attempted to cement slavery and ensure what they called states' rights to preserve it, paving the way to secession and civil war.
The Democratic Party platform of 1856 further declares that new states to the Union should be admitted, quote, with or without domestic slavery as the state may elect, unquote. The Democratic Party platform of 1860 directly in seeking to uphold the Fugitive Slave Act.
The echoes of secession were recently amplified by present-day Democrats, pointing to 10th Amendment states' rights in opposition to DHS deployments in Portland riots.
If they go off federal property itself and patrol streets or anything else, they have to get the permission of the executive in charge, the mayor or governor. That's how this should be done.
But back in the 1860s, the Democrats' first attempt to split this country failed, and the party had to reinvent itself as resistance to the federal government.
The 15th Amendment, giving freed slaves the right to vote, passed in 1870 with 100% Republican support and 0% Democratic support.
Key staples of that resistance were the First and Second Ku Klux Klan, political machines such as Tammany Hall, and sweeping government corruption. All these, Gohmert says, were part of a Democrat effort to secure their role as a major U.S. party, even if it comes at the expense of civil rights.
Democrats enacted and enforced Jim Crow laws and civil codes that forced segregation, restricted freedoms of black Americans in the United States. Leading the Democrats in their opposition to civil rights for African Americans was a member of the Democratic Party, Senator Robert Byrd from West Virginia, who was a known recruiter for the Ku Klux Klan.
And the modern-day Democrat Party appears to uphold its legacy rooted in racism, division and disorder.
Not only don't they want to give us the money for the wall, they don't want to give us the space to detain murderers, criminals, drug dealers, human smugglers. How bad is that? Human smuggling.
Gohmert's proposal sparked outrage among the far left, who responded with insults and irrelevant coronavirus claims online. The resolution to outlaw the Democrat Party is backed by 4 other Republican lawmakers and is now up for debate in the lower chamber. Kristian Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.